outdoors for most of the year, to be able to go sailing and skiing and golf and play various sports all year round, have a major factor on longevity.
Many of these folks agree. They range in age from early 60s to mid-90s. Some were born and raised in Vancouver. Others moved here from colder, harsher climates.
Here in BC, and especially in the southern part of BC, we actually can be quite mobile, I'd say 9 or 10 months out of the 12. And so you're not boxed in at all. I don't sit down very much. I think that really that's what it amounts to. There's not very many days I just sort of look around and say, well, what next, you know?
For the Weather Network, I'm Oga Nabosi in West Vancouver.
And in international news, the Greek island of Crete is underwater as a sudden drop in temperature resulted in strong winds and heavy rains. More than 24 hours of rain caused intense flooding on the island, where firefighters were called in to drain homes, hotels, and stores. Officials reported mudslides on the highways, and many areas were left without power. More rain and cooler temperatures are expected. And that is your news for this half hour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. And your locals are every 10 minutes on the 10s.
No, it's no problem. We'll see you at 7. Okay, great. So Mom and Dad are coming and Paul and the kids.
Well, Mrs. and Mr. Keiko coming too.
Hold on, we're keeping it small this year, right? Not like last year.
Speaking of small,
Dad, we need a new tree.
I'll start with you.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, this one I like. Comes with the lights already on it.
I love the new tree.
isn't it beautiful?
An espresso machine.
Oh, this is the new Melita coffee pot system.
You can make a custom cup of coffee or tea in about 30 seconds. Hey!
I am so looking forward to the party.
It's just one more.
Oh, it's a wine cooler. I thought you were having a small party this year.
The holidays just seem to get a little easier when you start a Canadian Tire.
So much for keeping it small.
Well, next year there's going to be one more.
Really?
Merry Christmas.
I'll start with you.
Bring your umbrella as well as your snowshoes, depending on where you are in BC, is active. There we go. Heavy rainfall warning for the north coast of Vancouver Island, the west coast, as well as the central coast, up to 100 millimeters of rain as that fairly intense system comes on shore. As that warm front moves northward, warm air overriding the cooler air, you're looking at anywhere up to 15 centimeters of snow up around Williston and for the Bulkley Valley area. So heavy snowfall warning there. Out in eastern Canada, we're having a low tracking across central Ontario. That will bring with it anywhere up to 15 centimeters of snow as well. For the Temiskaming area in Quebec, out to the east, we're looking at wind warnings anywhere from Bateau to L'Anse-Eau-Claire in Labrador up to 100 kilometers an hour. Also for the west and south coast of Newfoundland. Let's travel across the country. You're looking at, well, sunny skies for Nova Scotia, scattered showers for southern Ontario, and beautiful for Manitoba.
In your lifetime, the only polar bear a child ever sees could be in pictures. Global climate change threatens their very survival. But you can help ensure this doesn't happen by adopting a polar bear to support World Wildlife Fund Canada. For just $40, you'll receive a polar bear adoption kit, a personalized certificate, and cuddly toy. To adopt a polar bear through WWF, please call 1-866-TO-SAVE-ME or visit wwf.ca.
Did you get that on camera?
Your local forecast is next. Brought to you by Convectair.
Quality. Efficiency down to the most minute detail. Gentle warmth blends into your world. Tailored for each specific need. Indulge your passion for comfort. Heat that makes sense. Convectair.
This local forecast is brought to you by Convectair. Heat that makes sense.
forecast is every 10 minutes on the 10s. You can also visit our website at theweathernetwork.com.
Unsettled, I guess, is the operative word for BC. You've got rain, you've got snow, and fairly cool values as well in terms of your temperatures. Let's take a look and see how things are faring out across the west. We do have a heavy rainfall warning, and that is for the Central Coast, West and North Vancouver Island, and the Central Coast up to 100 millimeters expected by Sunday afternoon. And heavy snowfall warning as well in effect for the Williston and the Bulkley Valley areas. If you live in any of those areas, well, anywhere in the west or eastern Canada, give us a call on our storm line, 1-800-463-WIND. Let us know what you're encountering. That way we can pass on all the information to anyone who may be traveling or who may even be living in those areas. So 15 to 20 centimeters for the heavy snowfall warning. Here's how things are going to play out across the west, western focus. Yes, we're looking at that warm front moving in. As it does, it'll bring us some milder air across extreme southwestern Alberta, looking at about 11 to 12 degrees for Medicine Hat and Lethbridge. But the big story, of course, is the rainfall for the coast of BC. Terrace and Smithers, you'll probably see a rain-snow mixture and some heavy snowfall, as I mentioned, up around the Williston as well as the Bulkley Valley area. So here's how things are faring out across the west. We're looking at strong low-level jet creating windy conditions, and as it does, cooler air across the prairies through Saturday and your Sunday, particularly for the overnight hours, and we are going to see warm air in southwestern Alberta.
Time to get weather-wise, and it's time to talk about hurricanes. Hurricanes are simply intense areas of low pressure that form in the tropics. If all the sea surface temperatures are warm enough, the wind conditions are right, this depression becomes a tropical storm and will intensify, if all the conditions are right, to become a hurricane. Hurricanes are found in the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Pacific. Around the world, we call them cyclones and typhoons, too. If you're to do a cross-section of a hurricane, you would find the deepest center of pressure to be the eye in the middle. This is the wind flow throughout the rest of these very powerful storms. Hurricanes. If you have questions about the weather, send us an email, theweathernetwork.com.
Right now, pick up a free Wood Pro kit at a steel dealer near you. Get real power. Steel. Built to last. Priced to sell.
This school day forecast is brought to you by Mazda 6. Now the award-winning family sedan has a family all its own. See the sedan, new Mazda 6 Sport and Mazda 6 Sport Wagon at your dealer today.
Mazda 6 Sedan, Canada's best new family vehicle, now has a family all its own.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Mazda 6 Sport and Mazda 6 Sport Wagon, rounding out an award-winning lineup designed to hold the road and whatever else you've got.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Do you need relief from your arthritic pain? Lakota can help you feel better with a trip to the sunny Dominican Republic and a year's supply of the Lakota Joint Care System. You could also have a chance to win a Lakota prize pack. All you have to do is correctly guess which Canadian city will have the coldest day this November. Visit lakota.contestdirect.com to enter now.
Weather Network forecasts are based in part on observational data collected by Environment Canada. Temperature, barometric pressure, and other current conditions are recorded by Environment Canada's nationwide network of weather observation stations. Buoys relay marine weather events, while Doppler radars detect precipitation. Weather balloons record atmospheric conditions, and civilian weather watchers report local readings from Stevenson screens every day. The Weather Network uses this data to bring you accurate forecasts for your area.
Let's look at your long-range forecast beginning, first of all, in eastern Canada, where it's been pretty active lately since Thursday and Friday, but things are starting to calm down on Sunday for Newfoundland at least, but still somewhat on the windy side for you. This low, which is tracking through central Quebec, will bring some snow through the region. Looks like Miramichi, Edmonton, you could see a rain-snow mixture for you. Mainly sunny conditions, though, across sections of Sydney, Halifax, all the way down towards Yarmouth. For Ontario and Quebec, well, you know, it's going to be relatively calm. Variable skies for Toronto down towards Windsor, but you got a northerly flow, so temperature is a little bit cooler than what you did see on your Saturday. Highs of around 10 degrees for Toronto. Across the prairies, calm conditions. You could see some afternoon flurries for the Battlefords as well as for Swift Current, Regina, and Saskatoon. Central areas of Alberta being influenced by this warm front. You could see some light flurries for Edmonton. Calgary should remain dry as well as anywhere south of that. This warm front helping to warm up your temperatures slightly. Calgary up to about 7 degrees and still some snow through central sections of BC. Looks like you can see anywhere from 15 to 20 centimeters there. For the coast, though, still a wet day for Vic and Van and Abbotsford, and that trend will continue for your Monday. And higher elevation snows continuing. Still warming up slightly across the prairies. You're getting back to more seasonal values. Southern Ontario, southern Quebec, dry conditions. Then we have another system bringing in some showers for Newfoundland. Another wet day for you as we head into your Tuesday. Looks like this. That low not really influencing you now up towards the north coast of Labrador. Calm conditions across most of Atlantic Canada. You could see some light showers for Sydney. However, high pressure moving into southern Ontario. By Tuesday, your temperature is up around 10 to 14 degrees. So slight warm up for southern Ontario there. Across the prairies, well, to the north, you're looking at some instability up around Churchill. However, calm conditions.
Samsung introduces another breakthrough in DLP design. The award-winning pedestal TV with DLP. Style meets performance.
Your local forecast is next, brought to you by Michelin.
Introducing the new Michelin X-Ice tire with APS tread technology. It helps turn skidding into stopping. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
This local forecast is brought to you by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
is every 10 minutes on the 10s. You can also visit our website at theweathernetwork.com.
Let's take a look at your weather headlines across the country. We're looking at coastal rain for BC and snow for the interior, up to 15 centimeters. We'll talk about that in a second. Chilly conditions across the prairies. We are looking at temperatures around 3 degrees for daytime highs, -5 to -8 for overnight, and gusty and unsettled conditions for Atlantic Canada. Wind warnings for Newfoundland and Labrador, and some rain, snow mixture for northern New Brunswick. Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Yard. We'll take a look at your national forecast details right across the country. But before we do that, you're probably saying, where's the hot spot? Where was the cold spot? Well, I've got that for you. Let's take a look in here. Coldest place in Canada, Prince George, BC, -1 degrees. Drum roll, please. For the warmest place, Windsor, Ontario, 16.5 degrees. Well, you're not going to get that warm for Sunday. Temperatures are cooling down across southern Ontario with that patch of that cold front. Temperatures should be around 11, 12 degrees if you're lucky across southwestern Ontario. So cooling down across the south. So let's take a look at your current fronts as we go from coast to coast, beginning first of all on the east coast. And there's that low. Remember the one which brought all that rain and snow across Atlantic Canada off to the north? Well, we've got a succession of a couple more lows which are going to bring some active weather for Atlantic Canada. This one will bring with it some flurry activity for northern New Brunswick, as well as some scattered showers for Prince Edward Island, as well as for Sydney. The second low here, this one's going to bring some light flurries for the overnight hours and for the early afternoon hours for central Ontario through the Nickel Belt, as well as bringing some heavy snowfall for Quebec. We'll talk about that in a second. Across the prairies, a couple of cold fronts here, bringing with it some cooler values. Overnight temperatures are going to be on the cold side, -5 to -8 degrees, and daytime highs for Manitoba and Saskatchewan. You'll be lucky if you, as well as Alberta, you'll be lucky if you break about 2 to 3 degrees for daytime highs. Now, this warm front, as it comes in on shore, we're looking at some scattered showers, some heavy rainfall, I should say, for southern BC, and some snow as well as it moves further to the north. That is the warm front. So, heavy rainfall warning for the west coast, Vancouver Island, the north coast, and the coastal sections, looking at anywhere up to 100 millimeters of rain. The heaviest rainfall will be through the overnight hours and the early morning hours for you. And we also have the heavy snowfall warning in effect for the Williston as well as the Bulkley Valley area, up to 15 centimeters of snow. So, yes, quite active across BC. So, looks like you're going to have to find something to do indoors for your Sunday. Now, we're looking at scattered showers, heavy at times across BC, and for the interior as well. It looks like Penticton, Kelowna, Kamloops are also in the mix there. Mainly cloud activity as you travel across the prairies. Not a whole lot of moisture associated with this here. It's just a cloud deck is what you're seeing. But yes, cold values for the overnight and for your daytime highs. So keep that in mind. Out to Ontario, well, we have been seeing some light flurries for Lookout, Geraldton, as well as out towards Timmins and Kapuskasing, North Bay, southern Ontario. Calm conditions for you. Really not seeing much, just cooling down your temperatures for Toronto, Windsor, London, Sarnia. Out towards the east, well, looks like this. Central Quebec, as that low tracks across central Ontario, we're looking at anywhere from 15 centimeters of snow for you there. And that will continue through the overnight hours as we track in towards Atlantic Canada. Well, you're going to see some light flurries for the early morning hours, and that's particularly for the Gaspé, towards Edmundston and Miramichi, and the southern areas should remain fairly dry, but you've still got the wraparound effect from that low, so you've got some gusty winds, Labrador, Bateau to L'Anse Eau Claire, as well as for western Newfoundland and southern Newfoundland up to 100 kilometers an hour. Long range next. Let's take a look at your long-range forecast beginning in eastern Canada.
Just how young he is. His driver's license says he's 86, and he's been retired for decades. But his average day is filled with more youthful exuberance than people half his age. Well, even people a quarter his age.
Okay, an average day for me, I go to fitness at 8 a.m. I go home and have a shower and coffee, and I'm also Secretary Treasurer of the strata where I live, so I invariably have a little bit of strata business. During the from May through the good part of September, I'm on the beach most every afternoon, and I swim in the ocean.
Jack is not your typical 86-year-old, except, of course, if you live in British Columbia.
Well, British Columbians have one of the longest lifespans in the world. We rank right up there with the Japanese and some of the Scandinavian countries.
According to statistics from the Northwest Environment Watch Group in Seattle, BC residents have the second longest lifespan in the world, second only to Japan. A child born in 2002 is expected to live to 80.7 years. Now, by 2006, BC's life expectancy is expected to reach Japan's at 81.3 years. And although Canada's life expectancy also ranks quite high, BC still beats the rest of the country.
So the connection to climate, clearly we have the best climate in Canada. Therefore, it has something to do with our longevity. There's no doubt in my mind that being able to get outdoors for most of the year, to be able to go sailing and skiing and golf and play various sports all year round, have a major factor on longevity.
Many of these folks agree. They range in age from early 60s to mid-90s. Some were born and raised in Vancouver. Others moved here from colder, harsher climates.
Here in BC, and especially in the southern part of BC, we actually can be quite mobile, I'd say 9 or 10 months out of the 12. And so you're not boxed in at all. I don't sit down very much. I think that really that's what it amounts to. There's not very many days I just sort of look around and say, well, what next, you know?
For the Weather Network, I'm Oga Nabosi in West Vancouver.
And in international news, the Greek island of Crete is underwater as a sudden drop in temperature resulted in strong winds and heavy rains. More than 24 hours of rain caused intense flooding on the island, where firefighters were called in to drain homes, hotels, and stores. Officials reported mudslides on the highways, and many areas were left without power. More rain and cooler temperatures are expected. And that is your news for this half hour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. And your locals are every 10 minutes on the 10s.
Think you know which city in Canada will be the coldest this November? Make your guess at Lakota.contestdirect.com for your chance to win great prizes from Lakota.
Where is everybody? Worried. What do you mean? They got clicked. They got clipped? No. Clicked. Jimmy and his fake checks and IDs? Clicked. Pass with the mail and telemarketing scam? Clicked. Our accountant? Clicked. Who's doing this clicking? Everybody. They click on recall.ca, report a fraud, someone with a badge is at your door, and you're clicked. I'm moving to the States. It's international. What's that? Oh, I think you just got clicked.
Recall.ca. Report economic crime online.
Well, I think you're probably going to want to find something to do indoors across the West Coast. Maybe catch a movie or something, because it is going to be active. You've got rain, you've got snow for the next 24 hours. So this warm front is going to help to bring some rain for the coast of BC, the West Vancouver Island, North Vancouver Island, Central Coast, upwards of 100 millimeters of rain. It's quite a bit. And up through the interior of BC, Bulkley Valley, as well as for Williston, 15 centimeters of snow as that warm front rides over the cooler air. So yes, active weather, and some warmer weather though for southwestern Alberta. Looks like Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, 11, 12 degrees, not bad. Some light flurries for the morning and afternoon for Edmonton, and as well as for Saskatoon, Regina, and the Battleford. So there really no accumulating snows. For Sunday for Ontario, southern Ontario, Toronto could see some scattered showers, as well as for the Owen Sound area. Some light flurries as that low tracks across the Nickel Belt. So for Timmins, Kapuskasing, expect to see that for the afternoon. But by Sunday afternoon, that low will bring with it some light snow for Quebec City, as well as for Edmundston and Miramichi. And mainly a sunny day, though, across Halifax, Yarmouth, and Sydney, and a nice day for Newfoundland. Back to work Monday. It looks like this across the country. More rain on the way for Newfoundland, drying out nicely for Ontario and Quebec. Snow to the north, and we're looking at some more rain on the coast of BC.
Looking for affordable home ideas? Come to a Sears